what's good? Toby, what are we discussing today?
Zach, today we are talking about Kyrie Irving. And I didn't think we had to make this video. I made a Kyrie Irving video, like if he should retire last year around this time, when he had took his little break. So it's funny that we're doing this a year later. But we're talking about Kyrie Irving, and with the news about his vaccine, I wasn't gonna really talk about it just because it was kind of obvious that the Nets. I feel like they just weren't gonna let him be a half-time player. Like it doesn't make sense chemistry wise as a team in general. But now the fact that the Nets won't offer him the max extension is very interesting, because how does this then change their future plans? Because obviously the plan coming in a year ago, last year, is you win the chip, you win another one, you get all three guys on an extension, you run it back a few more years, see what happens, and you start to do your rebuild most likely after they leave, or they get old too. But now that's changed, because if you take Kyrie out of the situation, James Harden and Kevin Durant, they're obviously very very good.
Enough to win a chip.
They're enough to win a championship, but it's not as guaranteed.
I like it. It makes the NBA more competitive.
Of course, but from a Nets perspective, it makes it a lot less guaranteed that you win the championship. Like with the three of them, they're winning the championship. Let's be real. Obviously, we could talk about the different situations that could happen. The Lakers could somehow pull it out, or the Jazz could get hot, whatever. But most likely, the Nets are winning it if the three of them are there. But if the two of them are there, then the conversation of the Lakers, the Jazz, the fully healthy Nuggets, the fully healthy, they're all in play.
I think Kyrie should retire. He's had all these shenanigans every single year. He's taking breaks. He won't take the vaccine. I think it's time for him to, leave basketball.
Okay, and I don't think Kyrie will retire. I don't think it makes sense for him to retire. I think very easily he could, they could work out a trade. I don't think it makes sense for Kyrie to go somewhere else. Like, you came here with your best friend to win a championship, so it doesn't make sense now that you want to go to, I don't know.
You said didn't you say if he
Denver
got traded,
or
Toby? Didn't you say if he got traded he would retire?
Yeah, that too. So that is a very good point, Zachary. So I don't understand what his plan is here. If he doesn't now that he's not getting an extension. All right, at the end of the day, this man's most likely getting the vaccine. Let's be real. At the end of the day, he's probably taking this fucking shot, and he's probably,
I think he's so stubborn. I don't think he'll do it.
You don't think he'll do it?
This is a man who believed the Earth was flat.
The only reason why I'm scared at this point is that we're a week away for the Nets. They're 6 days away from the regular season. So it's kind of getting too close for comfort. But I just don't see why Kyrie wouldn't. I understand why Kyrie's not, in the terms of how he said that he's upset that people are getting fired for because of the mandate. But let's be real, you could still talk about what you want to talk about while you are vaccinated, so you can do your job and still help people with the money you're given, etc., and just overall your impact on the court and you having that social platform to do that. And obviously, if you retire, you still have that. But I mean, come on, it doesn't make sense. I don't get it. I don't know. I don't what's gonna happen, because like you said, Kyrie asked for a trade. He retires. Or sorry, not even Kyrie asked for a trade. Kyrie gets traded because they're sick of him. He retires.
Yeah, no team wants.
Doesn't make sense. All right. The other option is he just gets the vaccine, and this isn't even a conversation anymore. But if that doesn't happen, the other option is he just sits out. I don't understand. They're just gonna let him vibe, and then he'll just pop up. Oh, yeah, I'll meet you in Golden State.
Circle is whack or something.
But not even that. It's just without you being vaccinated, you can't be at the team dinners. You can't.
No. I think he should retire. He's not either get vaccinated or retire. What? Make a decision, Kyrie.
I don't think he gets to retire. I just think for him, it doesn't make sense that he if it was Ben Simmons, sure, if he was on the Nets, right? If Ben Simmons was on the Nets and he just didn't want to get the vaccine and he just wanted, I'd be all right, that makes sense. But Kyrie Irving is a 1-year-old, 32-year-old at this point, who came to this place only because his best friend was gone. They obviously talked about it together, but the only reason why he went to the Nets was because Kevin Durant was going with him. And now he wants to leave. It doesn't.
He doesn't want to leave. He just wants to sit out and do nothing. He's a bum.
What do you guys think? What does Kyrie actually want to do? It doesn't make too much sense. I just think from a public health standpoint, it's not it could be thought of as selfish to have your own view, I guess, or have your own stance, just because it affects other people. But I don't know. I think it's a very interesting topic where. There are so many different opinions that could be correct.
No risk to getting a vaccine. It's 1 in 20 million or something that there's any reaction. So it's pretty absurd that he's refusing to take it.
Hey man, we'll see what happens. I just wanted to update because that contract extension it is big, because obviously Kyrie probably won't take anything less than it. At the same time, the Nets aren't going to give him what he wants, so there's going to be some sort of stalemate, which there is already before the season already started. So I don't know. Zach, any words for Nets fans or for Sean Marks?
Let's go Knicks.
Hell
Nets
yeah.
in 7. They lose to the Lakers in the finals this year.
So not Nets.
I mean, Lakers in 7.
Okay.
They lose. Nets lose.
What he said. Hell yeah. Knicks in 7.